Good morning and welcome to Muscle Maintenance with In Shape Fitness. I'm Kim Watkins. I'll be your trainer, and today's Monday, June 10th workout is easy. Yay! It is an easy level 1 difficulty workout, and it's meant to shake off the cobwebs from the weekend and just set the tone for a really great week. It is Move It Monday, and that means that this is the day that you know when you just move a little bit. So you just don't think about it. You get up, you get going. You're going to be with me for 12, maybe 14 minutes. No equipment is needed. Your shoes aren't needed. And this sets the tone for your entire week. We're going to do 2 sets, 6 moves, and those are the fundamental building blocks of the moves that we're going to do all week long. All right, so stand up really tall for me and take a couple of deep breaths. Bring your feet touching to each other with your toes and heels touching, and contract all of the muscles in your tummy. Now get your shoulders back. Make sure that your tailbone is tucked in, and you're going to swim through the air like a freestyle swim, as though you were in the Olympics, Michael Phelps, or one of those other, Natalie Conklin, Dara Torres, all those really great American swimmers we have now. Just swim for 30 seconds for me, bringing one arm all the way back, real slow. It doesn't need to be fast. This is a deliberate, sort of controlled pace in order to really open up the chest, open up your back, work your shoulder muscles, and get that blood flowing. We're going to do a high knee march in 10 seconds, and then we'll start the first set. So the first set will be instructional, and that means that you're going to get a 30-second or so break between each of the exercises in order for me to explain the next exercise. Now go ahead and start swinging your arms forward and back, lifting your knees up for 30 more seconds. This will be the second warm-up move. And these 2 warm-up moves we'll do all week long. So tomorrow when you start, you'll know it's the same thing. You're starting with the swim, then we're going to do the high knee march. You've got 15 more seconds for the high knee march. Again, it's deliberate, it's sort of dynamic, but not super fast. Once you get going too quickly, then momentum is helping out, and you're not actually controlling your body parts, which means that your metabolism isn't, well, we're not even talking about metabolism at that point. We're talking about the control of your tissues, the contractions that you need to enforce, and the negative movement as well. So you lift your leg up in the march, and then you push it back down. Lift the leg up, 3 seconds. Okay, now take a step out with your right foot. This is going to be your modified squat move, and I want a really powerful controlled squat. It's a modified one, so you don't have to go all the way down, but you need to make sure that your feet are perfectly straight, pinky toes and heels in line. You're going to sit down and back as though you were going into a chair, but you're only going to go about halfway. And when you lift up, you're going to exhale. You're going to contract your glutes, your butt cheeks, and you're going to press your heels into the floor. Okay, let's start the time now. Take your time. And as you lift up, make sure that your hip flexors sort of thrust the pelvis forward a little bit in order to ensure that those hip flexor muscles are fully elongated, right? Squeeze those glutes up at the top. You've got 10 seconds more. Good. Hang in there. Another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now take a big step out with your right leg. Make sure you don't turn your toes out or let your ankles turn in, right? You want perfectly straight feet. And you want to grip your floor with all 4 corners of each foot. Now, your big step means you can make a right angle with both knees as you lower your torso straight down. Then lift up, straight down, lift up, 15 seconds. Then we'll switch sides. This is the modified forward lunge, which means that you are stabilizing your weight. One of the really hard things about lunges is that it forces you to move in such a sort of vast direction with one foot on the floor, stabilizing your weight. Now go ahead and switch sides, by the way. Step back with your right foot, then step out with the left and do the same thing for 15 seconds. Ready? And go. So lunges are difficult for people because balance is not a strength in most modern bodies. And that's unfortunate because when you are unable to balance on each of your feet, for upwards of 1 minute, if you're, relatively healthy young person, you have all kinds of equilibrium problems between your two sides. Not to mention the balance issue in general. You're far more susceptible to falling and tripping and those kinds of things, not being able to control yourself if something weird happens. Okay, now let's do some half jacks. Get that heart rate up a little bit. So you're going to jump out to about shoulder width apart and lift your arms up over your head, halfway at least, 30 seconds. Time starts now. Make sure that you keep the back straight. Really squeeze those tummy muscles and jump out, landing lightly on the balls of your feet, keeping a slight bend in your knee for shock absorption the entire time. Very good. Keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. 10 more seconds. Very nice. All right, we're going down to the floor now. Lower your body down to your hands and knees. Now, make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Make sure your knees are directly underneath your hips. Okay, good. Now drop your head like a bowling ball. For 30 seconds, you're simply going to do a cat camel, which is the yoga pose that helps elongate the spine, strengthens the spine in the process, and can alleviate lots and lots of pain. So let your head drop like a bowling ball, round up the spine like a scared cat. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, lift your head and your chest and contract your lower back, making your back concave. Good. One more time. Exhale. Drop your head like a bowling ball. Round up the spine. Excellent. Now, last time, lift your head and your chest. You'll feel a stretch through your rib cage. That's your upper abdominal area stretching. Your back is contracting. Now flatten everything out. You're going to do an alternating fire hydrant move, which means you're going to leave your hands right where they are. You're going to lift your right knee and foot up, out, laterally, keeping the right angle formed with the leg and the entire time. Lift up, lower it down slowly. Then lift the left leg in the same way. Lower it down slowly. I'm going to start the 30 seconds now. One thing I want you to be very mindful of, and this is important, try to keep the moving legs hip flat. You don't want to turn the torso up, that's moving, and thus lift the hip up. You really just want to move the leg, right? So you should feel that in the upper part of your leg and in your butt. You've got 10 seconds more, by the way. So take your time. Remember, as you're lowering your body, lower it with purpose, right? Don't let gravity lower your leg. You control that movement and squeeze on the way down. That's the time you get to slice off of those sort of generic workouts at the gym that you don't want to do, and I don't want you to do. Okay, last move. Lower your body down to your forearms now, where your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Walk your feet all the way back to the point where your knees make a 45-degree angle with the floor, and then lower your butt so that you have one straight line from your knee to your shoulders and your head. All right, let's start the clock for 30 seconds. You probably know what this move is. It's a modified plank. If your abs are fairly strong already and you want to lift your legs up into that full standard plank on your toes, that's fine. The purpose of doing the modified plank here on Monday is so that you know throughout the week, at any time, if you go backwards from whatever progressive move we end up doing later in the week, this is your starting point. You don't want to fall out of any version of the plank and give up. You will just lower your body to your knees, and that's still a plank. It's not quite as hard, but it is a plank. And you're all done with it, by the way, so go ahead and stand up. Let's take a quick sip of water, a couple of deep breaths, and you're going back to that modified squat. So with this second set, we're going to move quickly. We're going to go from the squat to the lunge to the jacks without stopping, and then we'll go down to the floor and do the same thing with the 3 floor moves without stopping. Okay, so get yourself ready. We're starting in 5 seconds. Plant your feet shoulder width apart, and time starts now. Lower your body as you inhale. Make sure your knees don't go past the tips of your toes. Exhale as you lift up, pressing your heels into the floor, contracting your glutes. Good. That's it. Doesn't matter how many you do. Move slowly. Contract those glutes. Control your body. Lift your body up high as you come up. Stand up tall. Announce your presence to yourself and to the world. Get your shoulders back. Keep your abs engaged the entire time. Now you're moving on to the modified forward lunge. So take a big step out with your right leg. Bend both knees. 15 seconds on this leg. Down, straight down. Bending both knees to 90 degrees. Lift up. Down and up. Down and up. Very good. 8 more seconds. You are doing super well. We are coming up on the 11-minute mark. Go ahead and switch legs now. Left leg is out in front. Right leg is in the back. 15 seconds. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Good. Finish the one that you're on. Let's go to those half jacks. So these are jumping jacks, and like with the modified plank, if you feel like you want to do a standard jumping jack, that's fine. Well, I'll talk about what a standard jack is tomorrow, because that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. But the half jacks are just getting your heart rate up. It's a light bounce on the balls of your feet, the slight bend in your knee for shock absorption, and you are moving those shoulders up, lifting your hands at least halfway up over your head slightly. There you go. Keep it going for another 3 seconds. And now lower your body down to the floor for cat camels. Once more, get your arms right in line with your hands, right in line with your shoulders, knees in line with your hips. Drop your head like a bowling ball, round up your spine. 30 seconds. Time starts now. And make sure that you are moving with complete control as you move from the dropped head, rounded spine, to the lifted head and chest and contracted spine. 15 seconds to go. 2 moves left. You will be done in less than 14 minutes. This is a really easy workout, but it's definitely still covering all the bases in terms of your full entire body. Some exercise of the heart and strength work as well. Now, the alternating fire hydrant. Lifting up the right leg, lower it down. Lifting up the left leg, lower it down. Good. Very nice. One move after this, that modified plank coming up. And it's a Monday, a summer Monday. If your kids are in New York City public schools, you're still in school. My kid is still in school. We've got 1 more week to go, so we're still kind of, trucking along in our regular work week. But after this, then we'll be taking a break and doing some fun stuff this summer. Hopefully you'll be joining us for lots of our summer workouts. Now let's go down to the modified plank. Hands on your forearms, or down to your forearms, and out to that extended position with your knees so that your thigh makes a 45-degree angle. Last 30 seconds. Go ahead and get started. Keep breathing. And squeeze. Squeeze those tummy muscles. Contract your glutes. You will feel the plank more when you force those contractions to accentuate the internal abdominal contraction that is involuntary with the plank, right? You can't even control it. But by squeezing more, you force more fluids out, more space out, and you get a much more effective workout, which is the name of the game with these workouts at In Shape Fitness. And you're finished. Congratulations. I thank you for joining me on this Monday morning. I'm Kim Watkins from In Shape Fitness. And if you have any questions about this workout or any others, visit us at inshape-fitness.com. I'll be back tomorrow with level 2. Have a great day.